So I guess now's a good time to talk about my my crypto stuff. So yeah, currently my favorite chain is the Filecoin EVM. I guess I don't think Filecoin is going to outperform some of the other competitors in the DPIN space, like you know, like Render and what are the other ICP, Internet Computer, and even like Arweave. Simply because the supply of Filecoin is like they got a really long fucking tail. So like there's just constant inflation coming out for Filecoin for like the next 30 years. So like roughly only 25% of the current Filecoin in existence is in circulating supply. So you know, 30 years from now, there's going to be 4 times more Filecoin in existence at a max of 2 billion than the current 500 million that are in circulation, which is not good for for holders. You don't want to get diluted, obviously. However, everybody knows that it's an open secret. So, because crypto people are greedy and they love their fucking tokenomics, I think that Filecoin is actually a bit undervalued, at least in retail. Because people hate the tokenomics and the inflation so much. The other reason I like Filecoin, well, a couple of reasons. It has an EVM, an Ethereum virtual machine, which means that you can airdrop users, like the same address you use on Ethereum and all these other layer 2s also works for Filecoin, which is nice. So like, my original token was on Pulse Chain, but I was able to airdrop it to holders onto Filecoin on the exact same address, which is, it's nice, you know. Solana's cool and all, but it's not an EVM, so I can't just easily airdrop my holders onto the new chain like I can with Filecoin. Another advantage to Filecoin, nobody's using it right now. Like, there's, I'm one of my contract. It's been out for like 9 months. My contract is one of the first 100 like smart contracts to get like verified on chain. Fucking ridiculous. So like nobody's using Filecoin EVM for anything except there's like one project, Corgi file, that I like a lot actually. But other than that, there's like nothing on DeFi in Filecoin right now, which is good and bad. You know, it's good to be early, but it does kind of suck sometimes. It's like, you know, we got a whole functional chain and it's cool as fuck, but nobody's using it. It's like, damn. I think the vast majority of Filecoin users still just hold on Coinbase and etc. Anyway, another good thing about the Filecoin EVM is that the one thing about because it has no use, no one's bothered to set up arbitrage bots on chain yet. Here, I'm gonna finish my spiel before I start another game. So like, normally on dexes like Uniswap or SushiSwap or whatever, and on all the chains, like all the major chains that those exchanges work on, there's what's called arbitrage bots set up, which automatically, if you have like, you know, a token trading across a couple different pairs, like you might have, I don't know, let's say you got Link, Chainlink tied to Ethereum, and then Chainlink tied to Shiba Inu or something. And then Shiba Inu goes up a lot in price. Well, all of a sudden, the Chainlink that you had tied to the Shiba Inu, because of like liquidity bonding, if the one side of the LP goes up, the other side's gonna get dragged up with it. So in that pool, the Chainlink became more expensive because the Shiba Inu was more expensive. So it incentivizes people to buy your Chainlink from the other LP where it's normally priced, and then sell it into the LP that it's higher priced for a profit, so that the Chainlink ends up being the same value on both LPs. And that's, you know, that's one aspect of what arbitrage bots do. But it's like the main thing that and then like also you'll get what's called front runners. So like if you a big issue that's called minor extractable value (MEV) bots. Or actually, I guess technically Ethereum's proof of stake now, but whatever. Or is it mempool extractable value? I forget. MEV. I thought it was minor. You know, I don't want to give you guys wrong information. MEV, what does it stand for? No. Oh, maximal extractable value? No, no, no. Really? Oh, I guess so. Maximal extractable value. My bad, dude. I'm dumb. But anyway, uh, if you have your slippage, like your slippage tolerance set too high, and it's most common in like shit coins. If there's not much liquidity, so a big buy, $1,000 buy on a liquidity pool of $2,000 is gonna fucking skyrocket the price. And in that instance, if you have your slippage tolerance set really high, there's bots that'll see, oh, hey, this guy's making a purchase and he's got a slippage tolerance of 25%. Therefore, we can buy up this token before he buys, so they pay more gas than you do to buy the token before you do, front run you. And then after you buy, so you buy at a higher price because they just bought right before you, and then after you buy, they sell again, all in one transaction. And that they've done a pretty good job at that over the years of reducing that with DEX aggregators like 1inch, and on Solana it's Jupiter, I think. But it's still something to keep in mind if you're ever messing around with slippage tolerances. Just be aware of MEV bots that can mess you up. But anyway, circling back to why Filecoin is interesting as a play, there's no MEV bots running, at least not in the sense of like on other chains, like when I was giving my example of Link. Some chains there's like the automatic, like they have bots that are, like will automatically do this trade like to equalize the liquidity pools across all tokens on the entire blockchain. So like if I just made a random token and tied it to Ethereum and then tied it to another coin, it would automatically say it would like detect, oh hey, it's this contract is safe, it's verified, and there's no back doors or anything. It's nothing sneaky going on. We're good to trade it, and it'll just right away within 30 seconds of you creating your contract and adding liquidity, it'll be added to their list of stuff to trade, to arb trade. And that's how I've always, well, I guess, as long as I've been using Uniswap, which is like within the first 6 months of Uniswap going live, there's been arb bots functioning like this. But on Filecoin, because there's no one using it, for now at least, there's no bots doing that, which means that for me, what I did is I made my token Shiba Inu on Filecoin, and then I paired half the liquidity with Filecoin, so I've got Shiba Inu Filecoin, and then I took the other half and bought Corgi File, which is like the #1 meme coin on Filecoin, and then paired that with Shiba Inu as well. So now I've got my two pools. I've got my big bag of Filecoin, my big bag of Corgi, and as Corgi moves up and down, normally the arb bots would go and equalize the price automatically, and you try to, well, they're basically taking money from your pool. Like their profit, the profit from arbitrage trading is directly your impermanent loss from the price moving against you up or down. But since there's no one doing that, you actually have the opportunity to arb trade your own LPs. So there's actually no impermanent loss. Like the impermanent loss you would have had gets you make up for it because you're directly taking the profit of the arb trades. So like anything you normally lose to impermanent loss gets you get it back like accumulating Filecoin by just profitably arbitrage trading your own LPs. So in the long term, it's like I was doing just some basic math, and even just with on Corgi File hasn't been trading, like there hasn't been much volume, but it's as long as it moves like 6 or 7% in either direction, it's enough to make a profitable arb trade. So I'd say, well, I don't know, I can do math and numbers later, but the point is that you're able to hold both Filecoin and Corgi, which I was gonna hold anyway, but now I can accumulate more of both and accumulate additional and have Filecoin. Whether the price goes up or down on Corgi, I'm constantly, as long as there's volatility one way or the other, I'm constantly accumulating Filecoin. And if the price, if the price dumps and then goes back up to where it was, you end up making significantly more money than if you were just holding. So, and like I said, this is the only chain I've seen that doesn't have functional arbitrage bots because they're so profitable. It's like, I mean, like, arbitrage bots are something special. It's like normally in trading, there's never guaranteed profit. Arbitrage trading is like the one thing where it's like, if you set up your bot right, you only trade profitable trades. It's just like, it's fucking magic. So to have that not happen automatically, there's if anyone's smart enough to figure out how to do this, you could probably make a decent money, even with the few tokens that are trading on there right now. But the fact there's no arbitrage bots right now, if you want to accumulate Filecoin and you think that Corgi File is a decent play, this is like the best move that I've found. You could also do that. You don't have to. If you want to be if you're more risk averse, you could do the same thing. And rather than using Corgi File with your LP, you could use like wrapped Ethereum or wrapped USDC or something, and that would give you the same effect. You'd still be able to do that arbitrage trading and accumulate. The only difference is it's not as volatile. You're only going to be if you're trading against Filecoin versus $1, it's going to be much less volatile than some random meme coin like Corgi. Well, not random, but than a meme coin like Corgi File. But there's also the odds of Ethereum or Filecoin or the US dollar, suddenly collapsing 90% or 99% are pretty fucking low, I would say. So there you go. The Filecoin EVM has some decent opportunities right now for people that are interested in providing liquidity. That's why I've kind of established it as my home base. I think it's kind of the underdog of the DPIN space right now. DPIN stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. They're basically, for now, the main ones I'm seeing are storage and compute systems. So Filecoin has the largest storage capacity of any DPIN crypto by a lot. I believe last I checked, they were like 100 times larger than Arweave, which is a competitor. Arweave's a little unique though, because their model is you pay once and then they store it forever, which like the logistics of that are kind of questionable, because it's like for storing large amounts of data for long term, there's like upkeep costs that they're not really sure how the business model is going to work per se. And also the fact that Filecoin's 100 times bigger. I don't know. I'm more interested in Filecoin because we've got more storage and they've got cheaper storage than the other options, and they're actually being used by like CERN right now to store their data. So like the big giant particle accelerator. There's like they're real smart, super smart people, scientists are using it because it's cheap and convenient if you have the technical knowledge to actually use the blockchain. So for the smarty pants out there that are looking for the cheapest storage possible, Filecoin's the way to go, and that's why I like it. Yeah, Filecoin, man. I also like Render a lot, not gonna lie. And then because Render is decentralized compute, although it's not a blockchain, it's just a token. And then the other DPIN that I have my eye on right now is Internet Computer. Internet Computer is kind of like somewhere in the middle between Arweave and Filecoin. It's like they're more of like a jack of all trades blockchain, but their claim to fame is that they can actually store, I believe it was 400 gigabytes per smart contract. So they've got these like they call them like capsules or something. They're smart contracts. Basically, they're turning the idea of like smart contracts, like the whole thing, the front end, the website, the crypto, the DAO, all of it is all code in a smart contract. So like your whole website and everything is done, like all in the contract, which is interesting. And that design allows for eventually things like large language models like Llama 3 or whatever to run on the chain itself, which I believe there's no other crypto blockchain out there where the AI integrations run on the chain itself, which I thought was very interesting. And the other thing I really liked about ICP is that their like staking mechanism, you can lock your tokens for up to 8 years for maximum APY, which I also really like. I liked Hex because of that similar idea of like locking for longer gets you more yield. So to see something like, but obviously there's a lot of controversy. Well, not obviously. If you know anything about Richard Hart and Hex, there's a lot of controversy around the dude. On top of him he's basically like the Donald Trump of crypto, but he for some reason decided to like keep 95% of the supply for himself, which like it defeats the whole purpose of crypto because like the whole point of crypto is to not have to rely on any one person, and now Richard Hart products have like the biggest wrench attack risk of anything out there. It's like literally if someone goes up to Richard Hart with a gun and demands his keys, it's like the entire project's fucked. Like, but I did like the aspect of locking for longer for more APY, and to see a big project like ICP implement something like that, I thought was really fucking cool. It's awesome to have a type of crypto where it's like you just lock up your tokens, and because you're willing to lock up your tokens longer than anyone else, you naturally accumulate more supply, like a larger percentage of the total supply over time. It's just, yeah, I think that's the fucking way to do it when it comes to, incentivizing price appreciation. For sure. Okay, I think that's good for my crypto spiel. Yeah, let's get back to some games. Hell yeah.